Debbie here, continuing our talk about focus. And today we're going to talk about outcome goals versus process or performance goals, and why we should, in the show pen, be focused on our process and performance goals and not the outcome, and how simply shifting our focus to the process and performance is going to reduce our anxiety. It's going to make us be able to do our job better and be better prepared for ourselves and our horse. And ultimately, by focusing on these process goals, the actions that we need to take in the show pen, we're going to do better and we're going to achieve those outcomes. So by not focusing on the outcome, we're actually going to be more likely to be able to achieve it. So what's the difference between an outcome goal and a process goal? An outcome goal is that big goal, that show win, the year-end title, whatever it is for you, that is that really big, what is that result that you really, really want to achieve? And ultimately, it's not something that you probably have very much control over. You don't have control over the judges. You don't have control over the other competitors. You don't have control of if your horse is going to stay sound all year long for you to achieve that year-end goal. So it's something that you really want to achieve, but you probably really don't have as much control over it as you think that you do. Now, outcome goals are really, really important. They're motivating, they're inspiring. Thinking about that outcome goal is what makes you want to get out of bed in the morning and go ride your horse even though it's 5 in the morning and it looks like it might rain or it might be cold or it might be hot, whatever it is. That is the motivation. That outcome goal is what is going to get you going and keep you going after it. Now, what is the process goal? The process goals are the little things that you need to do to achieve that outcome goal. They are the actions that you take with your horse day in, day out in the show pen. They are the things that you have control over. So if we really break it down into what are the things that you need to do in the show pen to achieve your outcome goal. So if you show in trail, your process goals, your performance goals for in the trail class would be, let's say your obstacle that you have a lot of trouble with is the side pass over a log. Your performance goal for that class would be to center your horse over the log, get the log underneath your heel, keep your horse straight through the side pass, use your reins to keep your horse straight, use your legs softly to make sure that he's evenly moving his body in the side pass across the pole. You're going to list out all of the things that you have to do to achieve that side pass over the pole. So if you want to think about yourself for whatever you compete in, or if you have something that you're having a difficulty or a struggle with your horse, think about that problem. Write it down in the workbook. And then I want you to break it down into pieces. What are all of the things that you have control over, that you can do to achieve, to perform that maneuver, that side pass, that lead change, whatever it is, write down. And then, as you're going into the show pen, instead of having those thoughts of, oh, what if my horse ticks the side pass pole? Or what if my horse, I don't get him lined up and he only puts one foot over it instead of both front feet. So when you start having those what ifs, that what if I miss the lead change? What if I get thrown forward when my horse stops? When you start having all those what ifs, those negative thoughts start popping up, then you have already written down the solution. You have the action that you can take to prevent this from happening. You're going to replace that negative thought with your positive performance goal. And then you're going to focus on that. So when you start to notice those thoughts of, what if my horse ticks the pole in the side pass? You're going to say, no, I am going to ride my horse all the way over the pole. I am going to make sure that the pole is underneath my heel. I am going to make sure that my horse stays straight by using my reins correctly. I'm going to have a soft contact with his mouth to keep him straight. I'm going to use my leg. If your horse, maybe for a side pass, he likes to kick his hip over. I'm going to make sure I use my leg further behind the cinch to keep his hip in line. You're going to have planned out the things that you're going to do, your performance goals, so that anytime you start to feel those negative thoughts, those anxieties, you can replace it with a positive action. So that is shifting your focus. So you're not going to be thinking about, what if I lose the class? What if I don't win? What if I don't even get a score? You're going to instead be focused on, here are all of the things that I have to do. Here is my job. Here is what I have control over. And by shifting your focus to these things, that outcome is going to take care of itself, because you're going to be doing all of the parts that you need to do to put together a good run, a good show, so that you have a much more increased chance of being able to win that outcome. So go through the workbook. It talks a little bit more about the outcome goals and the process goals and how you can transform, have your outcome goal, but how you can piece together those process goals so that you're a lot more likely to be able to achieve that outcome, that result. Thank you, everybody.